Well, my name's Jen, and I get to talk to you about hydration and why it is so important to look into it and understand its benefit on the body. I was somebody who 12, 13 years ago thought that I knew plenty about health and hydration. My husband and I would try to drink 2 quarts a day, 2 Nalgene's, if you remember the big Nalgene craze that came out like 15 years ago. So we would try to drink our 2 Nalgene's, and whatever we didn't drink at the end of the day, we got to dump what was left on the other person's head. So we made it fun. And in our minds, if we drank our 2 Nalgene's, we were hydrated, we were healthy, we were good. Well, then we had our first girl, we had our first boy, and our third pregnancy. All of my other 2 pregnancies were very healthy. My third pregnancy, things started going wrong. Diabetes, my thyroid was off. I just wasn't feeling well, and all my tests were just showing that my body was not responding well to pregnancy. So at the time, I had a friend who lived up the street, and she had gotten this machine. She brought it from a friend, a Najik Kangen machine. And she set it up in her shed with some info, and anybody was welcome to come get this water. So I didn't really understand it very well, but she said, you know, it really could help. So I tried it, and sure enough, everything normalized. My thyroid normalized, my sugar numbers normalized. I felt great. Had a fine pregnancy from there on out. We ended up moving away from her. I was feeling good again, so I didn't actually pursue the water anymore. And then my son, Logan, he was from that third pregnancy. As soon as he started eating solids, he would break out in horrible eczema. So by 2 years old, 2.5 years old, his whole body was full of eczema. He was itchy, he was very uncomfortable. I tried cleanses, I tried limiting his foods. I had him down to just eating like rice and chicken, and I would slowly add foods back. I had him allergy tested, and he didn't have allergies. I had him sensitivity tested at a naturopath. We lived in the Northwest, and he was he was sensitive to everything they tested him on. It was over 51 elements that are in food and in the environment. Sensitive to everything except cod, black tea, and olive oil. The naturopath wanted us to buy thousands of dollars worth of tinctures, and he wanted us to put little drops in water and give him these tinctures for months in hopes that the tinctures would help desensitize him to the things that he was sensitive to. It was a maybe. It wasn't a this is going to help. This is a maybe it'll help. So we didn't see that as worth it. So then my husband, who does remodeling, he was working for somebody who offered us a Kangen machine. He had his own. He absolutely loved it, so he actually bought another one to share with people so that they could try it out before deciding if they wanted to get their own. In order to borrow the machine, he wanted us first to understand the machine, understand water, and that was the beginning of our journey, to understand water, to understand hydration, to understand what makes really good water. We ended up with that machine, and I will tell you about its effects on Logan later. First, what I want to do is I want to switch into what I have learned in the past 5-6 years about hydration and how important it is in your body. This book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, it makes a really great case for why dehydration is such a big issue, bigger than we realize. So our body is 75% water. So it would only make sense that we want to give our body adequate water. We want to give our body the very best water. Dehydration. Most people don't realize they're dehydrated, and most people are dehydrated. When you feel thirsty, you're already 3 quarts low in your body. So dehydration causes the sensitivity mechanism that our body already has to decrease. Age also causes that mechanism to decrease. So as you hydrate your body, oftentimes you will actually feel thirsty because your mechanism is starting to sensitize again. Some signs of dehydration, common signs that you'll find in this book too, are heartburn, headache, definitely headaches, leg pains, constipation, backaches. In our house, when my kiddos, I have 6 kiddos, age ranges 7 months to 12 years. And so I hear a lot of aches and pains. So if you have a headache, drink some water. If you have a tummy ache, drink some water. If your legs hurt, drink some water. If we just ate an hour ago and you're hungry, you need to drink some water. So that's what they hear a lot in our house, because I have learned that, and I hope that you will be convinced of this too after this series, that when we are having, first of all, that we should be hydrated as foundational to our health. And secondly, if we are experiencing any sort of aches and pains or issues, that the first thing we should look at is water. Are we hydrated? Are we getting enough water? Are we getting enough good water? If that isn't working, then we seek out other help, get medical advice and things like that. Here's what water does. Here's what water should do. Water should permeate the cell membranes of every cell in our body, and it should flush and wash out toxins and acids that are in our body to keep things just generating well and nice and clean. And that's what it's supposed to do. What I've learned in this book is that the pain sensors in our brain, so there's actually nerves in our body that monitor the acidic toxicity build up in our cells. And so when there is an area that has a buildup, it will cause pain sensors to our body, hence the backaches, hence the leg aches, hence the stomach problems, because that's the safeguard of trying to keep that toxic overload from burning into cell membranes and causing damage. So it's saying pain, which is supposed to register for us as water, but with our culture today, and especially, if you're in a Western culture, that means medicate, make the pain stop, when really it should be water. That's all I'm going to touch on for hydration for today. But I bet you're asking, how much water should I drink a day? Because what we were drinking, years ago when we were dumping it on each other's head if we didn't drink enough, that wasn't adequate, as I could tell from the pregnancy issues that I have. So when you are thinking about how much water to drink, you want to take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces you should start with. So start with half your body weight in ounces, and it's great to work yourself up to your full body weight in ounces, especially if you're having some medical issues that you're trying to address. So if somebody weighs 140 pounds, that's 70 ounces of water, that's 2 quarts, that's 8-ounce glasses of water a day, working up to double that, 16 glasses of water a day. Now, here's the other thing. Tea, coffee, juice, soda pop, other beverages like that, they can't count as your water intake. Why? Because those beverages contain things that actually, as they're processing through your body, not only do they absorb the water that's in them, but it absorbs extra water in your body in order for your body to digest and process these things. So coffee, tea, juice, sodas, those are actually dehydrating you. So they don't count as getting the proper amount of water a day. So I will hopefully convince you this week to give up soda pop as we learn and do some experiments on that. Tomorrow we'll cover questions like pH. Why does it matter? What if my pH is off in my body? Antioxidants, microclustering, super, super important. You see pH water in the stores, it's not enough to just have a high pH water. If your water is not microclustered, which I will teach you about, then it's not actually doing the job it's supposed to do. So we'll talk about Enagic, we'll talk about other water machines, other options out there, and all the amazing things this machine does. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope this gets you thinking more about water, and we will talk more about Enagic and pH next time. Bye-bye.